Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Israel Unleashed. Another great episode.
Hello, our viewers. Thank you for
Coming back to visit.
yes,
Ellie and Keith.
Ellie.
Keith. And today we're going to talk about charity. And I don't know, it's one thing that's actually close to my heart, honestly. And I don't know. What's your definition of charity exactly?
The amount of money that humanity has in the world, we, we,
There you go.
we have to give it away, like that everybody will get his part. So if you feel you have too much money, and please remember that there are people who doesn't. So
There you go. I don't know. I like that. That was nice.
okay.
I view charity just a touch different, actually. That is one thing.
Okay,
But I think personally, charity is also, it's like, I guess more in depth and detail, I think, is, in my opinion, is helping one from the heart, I guess, and who needs help. It doesn't matter what. Charity can mean anything. And I don't think it honestly means money sometimes. It could be like, you're walking down the street, you see somebody who's carrying something heavy who drops it and they need help. That's a form of charity in a way, if you ask me.
Okay.
Where you see somebody who's in a position that it's difficult for them and you help them. I don't know, you don't necessarily have to give them money, but I mean, like, because if you can't give them money, but you try to help them with what you can. I personally think charity is a way to help people when they need help in any way that you possibly can, possibly. And recently, I had a person I know that I grew up with, and she had her house burned down. I don't know when, but not too long ago. Her house burned down. She's single with 9 children.
In the United States.
In the United States, she has 9 children. And she posted something on Facebook last week and stuff, how she lost her house and they're homeless, and I seen it, and it basically cut to the heart of me. You know what I mean? I felt compelled to help her. You know what I mean? I don't have money to help her. But my way of charity for her was basically find out who I can find to help her.
Mm-hmm.
What I can do, like, what organization can I contact, what kind of friends I can contact that can help her find a place, or help her with whatever needs that she needs, maybe clothing, food. I mean, that's all charity, you know what I mean? Clothing, food, money, or basically out of your goodness of your heart to help that person with whatever needs they can help. I mean, that's what I think charity is. You know? So I felt compelled to help her. I did call some organizations that deal with these kind of things, and I'm assuming that they called her and contacted her. I haven't gotten back in touch with her because I've been kind of busy. But as in the meantime, I'm still going to call her today and see what the story is and where she is and what kind of people contact her to help her out. Or whatever. But I mean, hopefully within the month that she says that she needs, that she can find a place for her and herself and her children, and I'll definitely feel good about it because I've done something good. You know, I mean, this is what I call like a mitzvah, and it's
Translated to English.
Yeah, a mitzvah is a good deed in Hebrew.
What God expects us to do.
God expects us to do exactly.
That's something good that we invented for ourselves.
And not necessarily do I need to help like friends and stuff. You know, I mean, I've helped people I don't even know. Like one time, I had a guy right before Shabbat. I never even knew who he was. He was a tourist from another country. That actually he got beat up by some people, and they took his money, his passport, his clothing, everything he owned.
In Israel?
In Israel, yeah, in Jerusalem. And I seen him asking for people for money and stuff to eat, and people were turning away from him. And so I walked up to him, and like, this is right before Shabbat one time, a couple of years back, maybe even longer. So I walked up to him and I asked him, like, what can I do for you? I mean, I see that you need help. And he told me the situation and the story. And I brought him to, like, at the time, because in Israel a lot of times things close before, like in a couple hours before Shabbat, so you can get ready for Shabbat. And there happened to be a place of shawarma that was open, and I took him to the place, and he told me at that time that he hasn't eaten in like 4 or 5 days or something.
Wow.
I had 100 shekels in my pocket, which is like in dollars, it's like $20, give or take, plus minus. So I had 100 shekels in my pocket, and it was the only thing I had in my pocket. I didn't have any money, and I don't have any money in the bank, and nothing. It was only what I had. So I seen that that he needs help, and I figured I'll use my money to help him, and
He needs it more than you.
he needed it more than I did, and especially at that moment he needed it more than I did, and so I took him to buy shawarma. He ate like 4 shawarma, like lafa, which is like a big kind of pita. He ate 4 of them, and like a bottle of cola he drank, and it also comes with like salads and chips and stuff like this. And he ate all that and stuff, and then I bought him 1 extra one, and I said, you should keep this for later for when you're hungry again, so that way you have food, you know what I mean? Because after Shabbat everything's closed in Jerusalem, so there's nothing open. Everything's closed. So I told him, when you need it, you have something when you need it. So I walked back to the bus stop with the guy, and then I explained to him, I'm going back home, and then he asked me, how are you getting back home? And I said, I have no idea. I said, the worst that can happen is that I go back to my friend where I was staying with for the week, and stay with him, and maybe borrow money from him and go back. Or God will help me, and I'll get back the way I need to get back. And within 10 minutes of actually saying this, and I swear on my life that 10 minutes after I said this, literally to the T, I had a friend actually drive by in a car who was headed back to where I live, and he brought me back home, and he brought me all the way and stuff like that. And like right when the guy picked me up and he left, I seen the guy cry, and he was very thankful and very emotional and stuff like that. And it was emotional for me to see somebody like that, because he was a guy that was in such need, and I helped him with whatever I had. And it was the only thing I had that I can help him with. The feeling that you have when you help somebody, it's like an amazing feeling, But I also, when I came to Israel, I was like a medic, and I chose to become a medic because during the time I came to Israel, there was the second Intifada going on. And I was sitting in America watching on the news that my people need help, I'm sitting in America and I have everything I need and life is good and whatever, and I chose to give up everything I needed or I had and move to Israel. I wasn't thinking about moving to Israel at that moment in time, but I came to Israel and I expected I was going to come for a couple months or something, and I was going to come back and live my life in America.
Just to help them and come back.
But I came
like John Rambo.
Exactly. So I came to help, and I took a course, how to learn how to help people, basically do triage and trauma and all that kind of stuff. I took a course for this, a couple courses, and I became a medic, and I was this medic for almost 20 years. And in the meantime, I managed being in Israel. You help there's all sorts of cultures here and people, so I got to help everybody. I saved many lives, and the feeling is overwhelming.
Wow.
And this is I don't know. I feel the more older I've gotten, the more humble I've gotten, and the more I try to. The more I feel I need to help people. I have a lot of problems of my own, but I deal with them the best of my ability. But I feel that if I can help somebody, it's something I need to do. I feel it's something I need to do in life, and I go out of my way sometimes to help people, no matter where it is. If somebody needs to be helped across the street, somebody falls down, I need to help them get up, or whatever they might need. If I can help them, I do my best to help that person. You know what I mean? Anything. I give the shirt off my back to a person, even if I don't know them, to help them. If I know that they're all right and they feel good about things, and I feel good about things, and I've done what I needed to do, I feel completely blessed because of it. And the feeling is overwhelming, and I think this is the best part. I think this is what charity is, you know what I mean? I don't have much in life, and I'm happy.
The large sense of the charity.
I don't have much in life, but I could say I'm a happy person, even without whatever. Honestly, the less you have in life, then normally the people you meet tend to be happier than people who have everything they have. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. But I think we're all one group of people in this world. We're all one tribe, as I like to say. And it's important to embrace everybody and show the love that you need to show, and give what you need to give. Everyone has their part, but it's important to help one another.
We complete each other.
That way we can complete each other, and I purposely think this is the purpose of life. Charity is one of the main things in life, because everybody has problems and everybody needs help, and you can't do everything alone all the time. you need somebody to help you.
With time we understand it as we get older.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes it's hard to understand things and stuff like that.
In the beginning, we don't want help from nobody. We want to be on our own.
Exactly. But sometimes you can't do it. And when you can't do it all, you need someone to help you. And when someone does help you, it's like the best blessing of them all. You know what I mean? I think there's a reason why that somebody would help you, because God sent them to you to help you.
Yes, of course.
And, you know, when you needed it the most, it was somebody that you least expected to be there for you, and they were there.
That's right. It's a lesson that double lesson.
Exactly. I mean, there are some times where you have like lessons in life where you have an understanding towards something, but sometimes after you're involved in something and you have an experience of something, you have a complete understanding for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the message is clear. And you know that's a lot of something in life too sometimes. But you know, these are a couple main factors in life that you have that make life worth living. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think being a good person and having a good heart and trying to do your best. I mean, you know, nobody's perfect, okay? But when you're trying to be a good person and you know, you try to do what you see in life, and if you can try to fix it, you fix it. And it's important. Because, you know, it's written in the book of life. You know, if you're written in the book of life that you've done good deeds and you've done good not only to yourself, unto others, God looks at you favorably.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important. Not only is it important for him, but it's more important for you. Because the way it makes you feel, you know what I mean?
I think that makes you a better person. It's main goal of his plans towards us.
Right.
And when he decides to send help to someone, it's the minute that he creates to make this person who needs help be more closer to him.
There you go.
It's one of those moments that you understand that you are on alone. It's not good enough, and people that you didn't expect from them to helping you. It's leads you to the thought that everybody of us are connected and we are part of him, and we should love each other, even though it's so hard sometimes.
Love is hard. It's a challenge.
Because of the differences between us, and
well, the problem is people put barriers and stereotypes, nothing in front of like certain things. But I mean, like honestly, we all live the same. We all have different kind of values sometimes. But I mean, and that could be a problem. But I mean, like once you learn about certain people sometimes and you accept them, you understand them. It's important. It's important to understand some people, but it's also important to understand love. And love's not such an easy. You know, love is that sometimes it's hard to express how you really feel.
Maybe the express of love, it's not by words, like you said.
It's a lot of times by actions.
By actions.
Sorry, I mean, I'm just saying what you can express sometimes is with your action.
Yes.
So.
It's more truthfully than words.
Right.
I understand. Words are words and deeds are deeds.
That's true.
But I think what makes it harder to us to love each other is that everyone wants to protect his tribe.
That's
okay? True. And because of the differences between us, we come to too fast to conclusion that the different person from a different tribe won't protect us or is a risk to us in our family, to our tribe. So we prefer to stay away from him and not to love him. But in those minutes, in those in those places when you understand that this person protects you and gives you help, that we are all together. Our tribes don't have to fight, don't have to be enemies.
No, not at all.
We can not make it so close in order to maintain the unique differences between us. Maybe we have to stay away a little bit, but it's not a problem to us to help to each other the minute we need it.
Right.
We can cooperate together
That's
as a nations and as people.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I don't know. Well, not because of Corona, I haven't had a job and stuff like that. But I mean, before Corona, I worked a couple of years in an Arab village across from where we live, and I mean, it was a whole other world when you're living in it. When you go visit another place, it has just that group of people. So everyone, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't speak Arabic and stuff. So obviously they know that I'm Jewish and stuff. But they didn't have a problem with it. I used to have people stop every day and ask me if I need water. And they'd bring me, sometimes they'd bring me to their house and give me food. And it was like a little mind-blowing and stuff like that. But, it made me realize that, like, living in the Middle East.
In the middle of the Middle East.
Yeah. You realize that sometimes, it made me realize, and I come from America, you see one-sided story and stuff. Like, this is how it is, and, and these people are oppressed. I mean, that's all, like, I like to say bullshit. Because it's not true. Everybody works together and lives together and stuff like that. Yes, we have problems and stuff like that, but I mean, honestly, when there's respect and then there's love, you see the charity that comes out of these people or anybody. Like, I've met all sorts of people here from all sorts of different places, but you see the love and respect that people want to give and how they want to help. I mean, even if it's just a glass of water, that can mean everything.
It's much.
It is much. I mean, that's somebody showing something that, like, is from their heart. It's very important, and it doesn't matter who they are, what they are. It's just that the fact that they're showing it, that's the important part. It's not something people are used to seeing on the news or on TV every day, and that's for sure, because, this is the side that they don't never see. But I mean, I can tell you from, actual things that I've actually come across that this actually happens. Like, you go to places, they do embrace you, and I'm saying they don't have a problem with you. They do love you. The problem is that sometimes certain things tend to go against one another, and when you talk about it, then it comes to do a heated certain thing, and then it comes to
sometimes a person can afford to himself to love you too much.
True.
If he will love you too much, he will have to make you a part of his family.
Right.
Right.
The fucked up thing is we're all family here. That's the worst part about it. We're all related in DNA wise.
We're related.
We're related, but even families. If you see it inside the families, you have problems and hatred and
different
views and fighting and whatever. I mean, it's the same thing. But this is how you have to look at the situation. We live together. There is a problem, yes, that families don't get along and stuff like that, but, in the end of the day, we do live with each other, we do work with each other, and things tend to happen. It's hard to explain sometimes to people who don't live here. But when you do explain and you see that we need them, they need us, and we all need to work together, and when the way we do work together and stuff like that, it happens, you know what I mean? And it's an exciting side of life to see that when you don't get to see it when you see it on TV. When you don't see it on TV, you know what I mean? Like, if you see it on the news or something, there's a narrative, they talk about a certain situation in a certain way, and this is how they want you to view it because this is their view. You know what I mean? When you turn to a different station, they have an opposite view, but I mean, it depends on whatever, but,
On TV, they want to present problems in the way that makes people to separate.
Yeah, they like to divide people.
Because there is like some strength in when you are angry. When you are angry with some person and you're right, he is not. It can sometimes compensate the love that you have to feel for him. It's an emotion that people tend to use. And sometimes when they have no power to handle really some things, so the TV provides us the opportunity not to hate,
That's true.
in spite of what we see.
It's something that deceives you and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's something that, like, definitely wants you to be divided. Everybody has their own opinion, but there's certain people who want you to come to their side, and that's the truth, and that's not really the truth.
They can have some point.
Yeah, but it takes a strong individual to realize to make him, his own mind up and learn, and and understand. You know what I mean? It takes a strong-minded individual, because sometimes you have people that just, they see something and they go with the flow. You know what I mean? Not everything needs to go with the flow. Sometimes you need to go against the grain. You know what I mean?
Most of the time, I think.
Most of the time, yeah. You have to know when to go this direction and when to go that direction. But you know what I mean? Life is about learning.
Life is learning, right?
And when you learn, even if you fail, you still have the experience. Next time not to make that mistake. You know what I mean?
That's right. But all the negative things like fighting and wars.
It serves no purpose, honestly.
Really?
It does sometimes, but
if we all humans, if we all want to coexist with each other, what purpose we can have in murdering one another?
I don't think there's any purpose in murdering one another. I think sometimes you need this kind of stuff, get rid of the bad, you know what I mean, and keep the good in a way, you know what I mean.
Well,
I'm not here to judge, because I'm not the creator, man. I'm not saying what's wrong and what's right, but I mean, sometimes in a certain situation you need to.
There are situations
have something.
when you don't have to, you don't have the opportunity to think.
Right.
When you don't have the opportunity to think, the only one thing that you have to do is to keep yourself alive. So you have no choice but to protect yourself.
Right.
So, but most of the cases it's not like that. That's what I wanted to.
Well, I find it here in Israel sometimes, not sometimes, all the time. I mean, we have constant humanitarian goods going to Gaza.
Okay.
We have, we have like what just happened in Miami, like a week or two back.
The building that collapsed.
Yeah, we sent a delegation of people to help unbury the rubble and help find survivors and stuff. I mean, so it's like, the state in one way is setting an example about how we should live and how we should do. Sometimes because of what you see on TV about what we do, and a lot of people have a disagreement with it and stuff like that. And sometimes anger or hatred towards it. They don't see what we're actually trying to achieve, because nobody shows that, because that's not news, you know what I mean? But I mean, honestly, yeah, they might hate us, but we're trying to give love back, you know what I mean? We're trying to have an understanding that, like,
show them on our perspective.
Yeah, we're showing it from our perspective, because this is what God wants from us.
That's right.
And it's important to show that, and it's good to give love, because that's another form of charity. When you give to people, even if no matter how much they hate you, you still give. You still give to them. You give them food, cement, building things, whatever they need, because you know they need it.
In the example with Gaza that you gave, we understand that those people don't want us here in Israel.
True.
So we cannot provide them all the love that we want to provide.
That is true too.
That's right.
I mean, if we were able to do that, then there'd be no
borders,
no fences, there wouldn't
be nobody to argue with.
That's true. There'd be an understanding and whatever.
So
people go on with their normal life.
In order to coexist with them, with those people in Gaza, we can provide them less charity than we want to, in order to keep them alive.
Sure.
In order to not give them the opportunity to kill us, to exile us once again. Right. So we have to consider all of us first of all,
right,
because we are in the place. I think, to my point of view, should be in the first place to ourselves, because we are,
right,
and them in this particular example, the second place, but that's the right order, I think.
I agree.
They're also
right.
people, but the relationship between us went not to good direction. So we have to work also with our thinking, not only with our hearts.
That's kind of mind if I shared a couple of stories in the beginning about helping people and stuff. I mean, have you had some experience that you'd like to talk about? You'd like to share?
I had also experience when it was also in Jerusalem. Listen, live there, Jerusalem. One time, I had to go to some rabbi, and I didn't took money with myself because every time I was there, the people there were
Begging for money.
no, they were offering me a ride home.
Ah, okay.
So I actually came from the conclusion that I don't need money to go to him and then go home alone. So I arrived this place in the middle of the night, which I thought was a good time because also was the time that he was with people, and I discovered that the place is closed. And I'm with no
Boy.
money on my in the middle of another town with no money, and I started walking. I started walking and walking and walking. It was 20 kilometers from my city, and on some point after 2 hours, there's a taxi driver. They came near me and told me, come inside. Let's we'll drive together. Told him, listen, leave me alone. I have no money on me. Keep on driving. Told him, come with me. It's okay. So he took me far enough, and till then, another couple of people collected me from the highway, and eventually I was in my city.
There you go.
In the middle of the night, and it was really awesome, when the people see people on the street in the middle of the night outside some city and take him, not scared of him but offering him help, and a person like me that has to arrive to his wife and kids, and eventually and they picking him, it's good. It's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. I mean, sometimes with what you see on TV and how the world runs and what happens and stuff like that, you always look for something good, And then when you actually see people who actually help you, or no matter what time of the day, or people you don't even know, you realize that there are good people. There are still good people out there, that are willing to help you,
Of course.
even if they don't know you. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter your situation. If they can help you, they help, and sometimes that's a beautiful thing. You realize what life's about sometimes when you have this moment, you have like a moment of clarity, as they say, an understanding about, wow, like an overwhelming feeling, like, wow, there's someone I don't even know that cares about me, you know what I mean? And it's willing to do something for me that I didn't expect, I never asked them to do, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like sometimes like Shabbat, you know what I mean? You have Shabbat on Friday nights, and like, you see somebody, and you ask them, do you have a place to go for Shabbat, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mitzvah to bring somebody to your house and have Shabbat with them, and show them your family, your house, how you live, and when you open someone into your house, I think that's special. You're showing the love that you need to show from your house, and bringing that person in, which is important. You know what I mean? Not just that person. Sometimes it could be many people, but I think Shabbat, being Jewish, Shabbat's a very important thing, and that's also a form of charity too. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's the best charity of them all, if you ask me. If you can bring somebody to the most holiest day,
Yeah.
not really the
Why
most
not?
holiest day. Sorry about that, but I mean it's like a holy day to a point.
Not Judaism is the holiest.
It's like, yes, it's one of the holiest days of the week.
No, it's the most holiest.
It's the most holiest day, definitely. I mean, but when you can bring somebody in and you
Yes.
can do something
you
good,
can,
whatever.
Share a Shabbat with the person and give it.
Especially when you see somebody like they have nothing and they don't have anywhere to go or no one to be with, it's important to bring them to be with people, have like some company, some atmosphere, and food. Food's important, man. I mean, honestly, the best place to actually meet people is around food. You know what I mean? Food just kind of brings out every culture, every religion, everything. You know what I mean?
Maybe
it's the
because
best way to sit around and
because
explain
it
things.
is the food, the place when you eat the food, is the place when God gives you this charity.
That's true.
And you share His charity with other people.
with other people.
Maybe it's the most,
it's like the most warm place. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes.
And
That lifts you.
there's it's an overwhelming. It's a lifting of love, man, and it's a great feeling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's important. And it's a good way to feel blessed, yeah. Because being blessed after you do good things makes you feel wonderful. I mean, there's no words for it. It's just that feeling wonderful is feeling good. Feeling good is feeling all right.
Yes, let's say the feeling is more uplifting than words.
Exactly. Being uplifting, it brings you to like a whole nother, like
Another
another
levels.
world, and like other levels brings you like to another world, you know. And I don't know. I guess that's just my point. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of life sometimes. And if you can do good for somebody who needs help, do what you can do. No matter how little, how big. If you can do something, do something.
Remember that he's one of us.
Because you never know how you affect them sometimes. Even saying hello to sometimes can change a person's attitude and make their day.
Oh, it's a big thing to say hello.
It is a big thing, but that's also like a form of charity, if you ask me.
It's also a form of charity.
When you do something from the heart to another heart, and you open it up, and it's in a place where uplifting is where it needs to be, then you know you're in the right place, and that's the beauty of being who you need to be.
Definitely.
Thank you again. Hopefully, again, we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for seeing us. Bye bye.
Bye.